This is a $50 part. It fits in the palm of your hand, and it is the single reason a Toyota Prius in Vancouver, British Columbia, just crossed 612,000 miles on its original hybrid battery, while your neighbor's Prius died at 180. Toyota's engineers know about this part. They don't advertise it. Your dealership will not touch it during a standard service unless you specifically ask for it by name with the exact part number. And most service advisors have never heard of it. The only people who pay attention to it are a tiny group of independent hybrid specialists, roughly 1% of mechanics in North America, and their customers' hybrids routinely outlive the odometer. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what this part is. I'm going to show you what it does inside your hybrid. I'm going to show you why this one overlooked component is the difference between a hybrid that dies at 200,000 miles and one that clears 400,000. Don't skip ahead. The proof sits at minute 7, and once you see it, you will never think about your hybrid the same way again. Let's start with the biggest lie you've been told about hybrid cars. Everyone thinks the hybrid battery is what kills the car. It isn't. The battery is the symptom. The real killer is heat. Hybrid battery packs, whether they're the older nickel metal hydride cells or the newer lithium ion, are engineered to operate inside a very narrow thermal window. Roughly 0 to 40 degrees Celsius, 32 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Push those cells even a few degrees past their upper limit, and the chemistry inside them degrades on a logarithmic curve. Not linear. Logarithmic. Every degree above spec roughly halves the remaining lifespan. And here's the part nobody tells you. The entire thermal management of your hybrid battery, the one thing standing between a 200,000 mile pack and a 500,000 mile pack, is controlled by one small, cheap, almost invisible system. One Toyota part buried so deep in the car that the average owner doesn't even know it exists. Before I name the part, let me tell you who taught the world about it. Because this isn't theory, this isn't a hunch. This is the exact maintenance reality uncovered by the Vancouver taxi fleets, the operators who run the longest-lived Priuses on Earth, the fleet managers at hybrid taxi cooperatives in Tokyo, and a very small, very quiet network of independent hybrid battery rebuilders in Oregon and California. If keeping your car alive past warranty matters to you, if you want to drive the same hybrid for 15, 20, 25 years, hit subscribe right now. One click and I'll move on. Okay, here's how this knowledge actually got out. First, the Vancouver taxis. If you have never heard of them, Vancouver runs one of the oldest and best documented hybrid taxi fleets in North America. Priuses routinely cross 4, 5, even 600,000 kilometers on original battery packs. The fleet managers who keep those cars alive have one non-negotiable item on their service list, and it is not the transaxle fluid. It is not the inverter coolant. It is not the 12-volt battery. It is this one small component. Every taxi, every cycle, without exception. Their packs outlast packs in privately owned Priuses by a factor of 2 to 3. Second, there is a real Toyota technical service bulletin about this. It is not in your owner's manual. It is not on the standard dealer maintenance schedule you get at your 6,000-mile oil change, but it exists inside the Toyota Dealer Technical Information System. The bulletin directs Toyota-trained technicians to service this specific component at regular intervals to prevent hybrid battery failure. The document number is TSB006220. It is public. You can look it up, and yet 99% of hybrid owners have never heard of it. Third, the hybrid rebuilders. These are the shops that tear down failed Prius, Camry Hybrid, and Highlander Hybrid battery packs for a living. They pull cells, test them, rebalance them, and resurrect packs that the dealership declared dead. Every reputable hybrid rebuilder in North America preaches the same gospel. And it is not about the cells. It is about this part. They have seen hundreds of times what happens when it fails. They have watched Toyota dealerships blame the battery and charge $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000 for a new pack, when the real culprit was a $20 component nobody thought to check. So, what is it? It is the hybrid battery cooling fan and the cooling fan intake filter. On the official Toyota parts catalog, the part number begins with G92DH, followed by a 4-digit suffix that depends on your model. The filter itself costs between $15 and $20 at any Toyota parts counter. The complete fan and filter service, if a shop replaces the fan assembly as well, runs somewhere around $50 in parts. That is it. That is the entire component that decides whether your hybrid battery lives or dies. Every Toyota and Lexus hybrid from roughly 2004 to the current model year, including Prius, Prius Prime, Camry Hybrid, Avalon Hybrid, Highlander Hybrid, RAV4 Hybrid, Sienna Hybrid, Lexus RX Hybrid, ES Hybrid, NX Hybrid, and UX Hybrid. Every single one has a small, dedicated cooling fan, whose entire job is to pull cabin air through the hybrid battery pack. That airflow keeps the cells inside their thermal spec. Without it, nothing else in the car can save the battery. Now here's the part that will genuinely shock you. This is the proof I promised you in the cold open. The first and second generation Priuses, the ones built between 2001 and 2009, did not come with a cooling fan filter at all. Toyota did not install one. There was nothing between the cabin air and the battery pack, and that was the problem. Because the fan on those cars still pulled dirty cabin air straight into the battery, including pet hair, dust, carpet fibers, food crumbs, everything the cabin accumulates over a decade of daily driving. With no filter to catch any of it, the fan itself became the filter. The blades clogged, the housing packed solid with hair and lint. Airflow dropped 60 to 80%. Battery temperatures climbed 10 to 15 degrees Celsius above specification. And those packs started failing, on a curve, somewhere between 150,000 and 200,000 miles. Every time, like clockwork. Toyota's reputation for hybrid battery failure, the one that haunted the Prius for a full decade, came almost entirely from this one overlooked airflow problem. Not from bad cells, not from weak engineering, from dust. Starting with the third generation Prius and the subsequent hybrid lineup, Toyota quietly added a filter. Problem solved, right? Not quite, because Toyota still did not put the filter on the standard owner maintenance schedule. They didn't bury it, they just never surfaced it. The filter exists. The service bulletin exists. The official Toyota recommendation to service the system every 20,000 miles exists. But if you walk into a dealership and say, "Give me the 60,000 mile service," nobody is going to touch that filter unless you specifically ask. So what actually happens when it gets ignored? Dust and cabin debris block the intake over 40 to 60,000 miles of driving. Airflow collapses. The battery pack starts running hotter than it's supposed to, sometimes by as much as 15 degrees Celsius. The cells begin to degrade. Individual modules lose capacity at different rates. The battery management system sees that voltage imbalance, flags it, and eventually throws diagnostic trouble code P0A80. That's the code your dealership shows you right before they quote you $3,000 to $4,000 for a new battery pack. But the battery didn't fail. It was slow cooked for 60,000, 80,000, 100,000 miles by a $20 filter nobody told you existed. The Vancouver fleet data tells the opposite story. Prius is running 24-hour taxi duty 7 days a week in one of the harshest stop-and-go environments on the continent, routinely clear from 400,000 to 500,000 miles on original battery cells. Because the filter gets cleaned or serviced at every major service interval. That's it. That's the whole secret. Now let's talk about why this matters to you, specifically depending on what you drive. If you own a 2004 through 2009 Prius, the second generation, you are driving one of the cars with no factory filter at all. That means every single mile you have put on that car, the fan has been collecting debris. If that fan has never been serviced, it is almost certainly clogged, and the clock on your battery pack is already running. If you own a third-generation Prius, 2010 through 2015, you do have a filter, but it is not something Toyota reminds you about. Check it. If it looks like the lint trap on a clothes dryer, your battery is already running hot. If you own a fourth-generation Prius, a RAV4 Hybrid, a Highlander Hybrid, a Camry Hybrid, an Avalon Hybrid, a Sienna Hybrid, or any of the Lexus hybrid models from the last decade, the same story applies. The filter exists, but it is not on your maintenance menu, and your dealer is not going to volunteer that information. If you own one of the very newest hybrids, 2022 and up, some models now have two filters, one under each front seat. They are still not on the standard service schedule. It is still your job to know. Let me handle the 4 objections I know you are thinking right now. First, my dealer said I do not need this service. Correct, they are not lying. It is not on the factory maintenance schedule. Toyota built the cars, but the taxi fleets and the hybrid rebuilders wrote the real-world service rulebook. Those are 2 different documents. Second, will paying attention to this affect my warranty? No. Maintenance items on your vehicle cannot void your hybrid powertrain warranty simply because you are aware of them. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, federal law in the United States, protects owners from exactly that kind of manufacturer retaliation. Third, I am already past 200,000 miles. Is it too late? No. The moment airflow is restored and the pack drops back into its proper thermal window, the rate of damage slows dramatically. Even on a partially aged battery, you can reclaim 50 to 80,000 additional miles just by getting the thermal spec back under control. The chemistry inside nickel metal hydride and lithium ion cells does not heal, but the rate of damage absolutely can be stopped. Fourth, why does not Toyota just tell us? I do not think it is a conspiracy. I think it is liability. Any item Toyota officially adds to the owner's maintenance schedule becomes a potential recall and warranty exposure item. If they list the filter and a dealer fails to service it properly, Toyota owns that failure. It is cheaper and safer, from a corporate legal standpoint, to issue the information as an internal technical service bulletin, available only to dealer technicians, than to put it in the manual you read. Toyota-S lawyers, not Toyota-S engineers, decide what makes it into your owner-S manual. And that is true of every major manufacturer, not just Toyota. The part is the hybrid battery, cooling fan, and intake filter. The filter itself costs $15 to $20. The full fan and filter service costs roughly $50 in parts. Toyota's own internal bulletin recommends servicing the system every 20,000 miles. Independent hybrid specialists recommend a full inspection every 30,000 miles. The benefit is 150,000 to 200,000 additional miles of usable hybrid battery life, and it applies to every Toyota and Lexus hybrid built from 2004 to the current model year. Remember this, tell anyone you know who owns a hybrid. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. Toyota did not build unreliable hybrid batteries. Toyota hybrid batteries are, by every objective engineering measure, among the most durable hybrid batteries ever mass-produced. The problem is that the one single system that protects them was never put on your radar. The battery was never the weak link in the chain. The silence around this $50 part, that is the weak link. If this one part shocked you, wait until you see the other 2 Toyota hybrid service items that are not in your owner's manual. There is one that costs $12 and saves the inverter. There is another that costs less than $20 and extends the life of the transaxle by 50%. I'm covering both of those in the next video. Subscribe so you do not miss it. I publish one of these every week. I'll see you in the next one.